grind has taken Duke to #1 for the first time this season, where their first test as the nation's top team comes in front of us. And Tout Bill Covington Jr. will wait to put it in the air. And on the third try, Tout is denied. Tony Henderson, Tony Padilla, and Duke ball to start. And the Blue Devils get an early touch for Gumba around Tout. Patrick Gumba, the 6'11 sophomore, starts the Brady Kaler and Carson Tout. Jalen Harrelson, leading scorer and assist man, out for a third straight game with an ankle injury.
Ooh, that was very close.
Defended tightly so far, as we expect they'll be all day.
And how about the fact that John Shire going with Isaiah Evans to take on that matchup, as Duke came to Duke, and it's legal in FIBA rules, but not legal in the NCAA.
And Notre Dame cannot challenge that because there's not a whistle on the play. Boozer with a 77% foul shooter. The hope for Micah Shrewsbury today is they were there at the end of the season last year. Went into the tournament as the AP #1 team, of course, lost to Houston in the final.
The King was in the building with them earlier today, and I told her, you know, this guy's not too bad, meaning her hire as head coach and John Shire.
Kaler is fouled by Gumba. Jalen, he seems pretty optimistic as well from that ankle, but nobody here expects to see Marcus Burton until next year. Boozer, Gumba with a stop. A couple. The previous one was not recorded because of the shot clock violation. So the Irish 0 for 2. Devils are 3 for 3. And Boozer is fouled by Kaler.
Low action, passing the basketball back and forth.
3 for 3 for Cam Boozer, brother of Caden, who is a freshman guard, will come off the bench, we imagine, shortly. Here's Shrewsbury, try to get space on the Tout screen, and Foster went over it. Kaler, deep shot clock. Tough two is good.
On the end of the floor, when Kaler attacked the basket, say whatever's necessary to get the technical foul early to set the tone with the officials throughout the game.
2 points Isaiah Evans scored, but somebody's got to establish the tone for Notre Dame early.
Well,
another foul underneath as Gunga hit the.
Has great touch around the rim, his ability to finish over top of the smaller defender in Tout.
Boozer knocks it away. It's off of Kaler.
High school teammates as well as teammates on the Peach Jam champion TTO team takeover with Patrick Gumba and Darren Harris for the Blue Devils.
And that scouting report would prove prophetic a month later.
And we won't call that an unfair advantage because it was a live scout.
Sure.
And a great job by the Fighting Irish.
33-16. They led by 17. So Notre Dame only down 12 here, though. It might be 14. Sarr took it away from Muhammad. Scored the back. Sarr and Cameron Boozer, who left it short, got his own miss. Boozer waiting. Boozer into the underbelly of the net.
Cameron Boozer flexing his muscles early in this game. This season, they have had 15 and 13-point leads, respectively.
Right to Muhammad. We nearly lost it to Brown. Here's Kaler. And a little bump there as Sundra was going.
Chance to see Gumba and Sundra kind of playing a little hand tag over there earlier. Two former teammates going at it. Sundra off the bounce. Finds.
Feels like you have to take everything you get when Cameron Boozer's off the floor tonight. Muhammad is fouled by Caden Boozer. His first.
End of last season when Kama Malawach was injured, especially in the ACC tournament, Patrick Gumba came to school as well as in AAU, along with the guy at the free throw line, Garrett Sundra, who misses 2.
Muhammad runs the point. Tout has subbed back into the game, and a tough pass by Muhammad is stolen. Here's Cameron Boozer, and Muhammad pushed him in the back. Close to locking up a tournament bid. That's a doubleheader in the Big 12 on ESPN2 and on the ESPN app. I'm the play-by-play guy.
You talk about locking up a tournament bid.
I read Joe Laverty's daily email.
I agree.
But
losing out will not help them get in the tournament.
I'm not saying it would help. Here's a bucket by Kaler. Of course it's Kaler.
And Cole Serta, Braden Shrewsbury, both great shooters, continue to shoot these floaters. I'm not sure why. And speaking of great shooters, Isaiah practice at DePaul on Monday and then make the trip down. Of course, I know the reality behind it. John game coming from Chicago, coming from Milwaukee, all over the region. on TV this year in Chicago when they went up against Arkansas. No, 35-point performance for Cameron Boozer.
Well, he's got 11 right now. Evans. Boozer 3. Bangs it home. Boozer with 14.
And broken by Michael Brown at Louisville, who scored 45 against NC State earlier this year. As Cole Serta is able to knock down his first bucket.
Serta has 5, and the lead is back to 16 for Duke. Evans with a 3. Got it. Evans got a screen from Hunter. Serta. Muhammad back to Serta in the corner. That wouldn't go. Tout has the rebound, missed the dunk.
And all the love. CC is the teacher.
CC gets a lot of love too. Absolutely.
CC doesn't get enough love.
Iams picks up the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th ranked teams in the country.
The SEC women's team reveal comes out. It's probably going to be, 8 SEC teams in the top 16.
Barry just hasn't had an open look from 3 all game. Gets a screen from Tout, feeds Tout, knocked away by Darren Harris, but there is a foul against Harris.
Free throw technique. Oh, well, he missed. He was trying to hit the
turnovers and only 4 made field goals.
In the zone defensively once again for the Fighting Irish.
Sarr just slashes through it. He took some. Tout's going to take the ball up here for Notre Dame.
Well, that's the only way you alleviate the pressure of Sarr. is you give it to your bigs.
9, Serta the next 5. And Shrewsbury leaves it off the side of the iron.
That's right there to keep Gumbo away from another offensive rebound.
Here's Serta on a drive around Caden Boozer. Serta with a layup.
The last 7 points for the Fighting Irish, but more importantly, instead of going to the floater, he attacks the basket.
Harris attacks, and Darren Harris is on the score sheet. Standouts in this game, the high school from Virginia. Harris, Gungba, Sundra. Boozer in a double team. Flips it up. 7 for 8 from the free throw line for Boozer, whose season high free throw makes is 9. Invitational 12 free throws against Texas. And Boozer is 9 for 10. Bricks it. Rebound Brown.
Great opportunity for Sarr to make the one more pass, but the offensive rebound gives Boozer another opportunity as he knocks down the 3 ball.
Really in their fingers. Another offensive rebound for Cameron. Evans. Offensive rebound, Darren Harris, who goes up and gets fouled.
John Shire feels as though he can rely on it.
Gungba last year, he was kind of a bit part of the rotation, and then late injuries, he had to play more. You never know if Darren.
5 in 22 straight games. As a matter of fact, I think his season low, the 14, was in that game.
One more for Boozer. Just a second free throw. The first free throw, Cam probably thought, I'm going to check out of the game. I missed this. I may as well stay in the game. 20 and 9 in the first half as Muhammad scores for. Offensive rebound, Brown, the 8th offensive rebound for Duke in 14 misses. And then Harris turns it over. And a couple of free throws for Serta. ACC's leading free throw shooters at 90% on the.
When you consider Caleb Foster and Dame Sarr, you're 2 of your better on-ball defenders.
Foster rolls it into the corner. Sarr is wide open and splashes the 6-2 triple. But a clean look at the game. He bricked it.
Now that's a 2-for-1 opportunity. Caleb Foster
got it out to Sarr. Got it in for 3.
So
Muhammad will try to bleed the clock and set up a shot. We'll get a foul. That's
Serta, the #1 player in the ACC in free throw percentage. You think Isaiah numbers are coming into this game?
And Serta 6 for 6. Muhammad has 2 points.
Number of reasons, but you're talking about the Notre Dame of college basketball with the Blue Devils getting a good look from 3 and able to knock it down. Caleb out this season, which many do because this is the most watched team in college basketball. They will understand that Duke is a better second half team than they are first half team, which is scary and concerning for the coach of the Fighting Irish.
Has there been a stronger injury to insult this year than Micah Shrewsbury popping up with a boot after.
For some cleats and attacking the gridiron.
Evans is fouled by Tout, who might be able to do that on the football field. Yeah, he announced. Noted more recently at Baylor, got drafted by the Cowboys. We asked Micah Shrewsbury about it, and he said, straight line, violent path for the ball.
I'm old enough to have remembered calling motion, which has been added this year in NCAA basketball. He gets 2 free throws. Last year, that would have been taken out. On do the exact same thing for 15 years in the NBA that he's doing now. Simply because he's skilled enough to get it done.
Logan Imes with a 3. Jalen Harrelson injured, the leading scorer on the active roster today. Serta had a first half 11. And Tout got and tongues out to Sarr on the break. 1 on 3 on the kick. Foster, no. Boozer, yes. Just stole it from Shrewsbury. As Imes misses a 3, and Boozer's got rebound number 13.
How do you say that with such certainty?
National Player of the Year to be?
Yes.
You looked at his stats?
I have.
Done. He would. You don't think he would win National Player of the Year?
I could tell you for 100% fact, if he said I'm done, he would not win National Player of the Year.
What if he got hurt? Which we don't want. They don't have a bad loss in the Big 12 tournament. If they win tonight at BYU.
So therefore,
Carson Tout scoops it up and in.
If they in the SEC. The SEC does not have the bottom teams that the Big 12, which is very top heavy. The ACC is as well. The depth of the SEC is part of the reason why that conference is so strong this year.
Amenya
over at Jon Scheyer, patting his chest.
Caden Boozer, soft touch.
Nice job.
But we asked Jon Scheyer today about his team, and he said, I think we still have a lot of room to grow offensively. Now, tonight, they're absolutely rolling as Muhammad scores. His country, about middle of the pack, 35%. Muhammad with an air ball. Boozer spots a running Harris, who spins into Shrewsbury and draws his massacre the boards today. 37-18. They're doubling up and then some, the Irish. Quarter 3. Harris rattles it in.
Position where John was the coach and waiting for a full year, was able to recruit the players to have the next season, and how things were able to follow Mike Gray.
Sure.
You know, I mean, the all-time wins leader as a coach here at Notre Dame, as Caleb Foster throws in another
3. Cole Serta's miss means Notre Dame is 4 for 19. Figured if Notre Dame had any shot, those numbers would have to be reversed. Boozer inside.
They pulled it off perfectly. Part of the reason why Jon Scheyer has been able to be so successful in his first 4 seasons as a head coach.
Sir Muhammad with a 3 for Notre Dame.
So you'll get more opportunities for Caleb Foster to be aggressive on the offensive end as he attacks the basket and is able to finish. You'll get more to do. Duke with a 3-2 zone that morphs into a man-to-man on that possession.
It leads to a foul line extended jumper for Kaler. Muhammad. I wonder if one of his proteges in Boston is watching the game. I imagine he is. Jason Tatum, who is the chief basketball officer at Duke.
Yes, this is a zone. Okay, my eyes were not deceiving me. The 3 across the front. Jon Scheyer experimenting with some zone in this game, but it's been the UCF and BYU. Are you saying that if Baylor gets this win against the number 2 team in the country, is Cole Serta able to?
It appeared we'll try to get a red shirt for Marcus Burton, who only played 10 games, as McClellan out of Canton, Michigan, puts in the 2.
Burton back to end this season.
Amenya puts it for 90 for the Blue Devils. From there, they're 5-12 without him, the first team All-ACC player. Here's Harris soaring in for 2.
But how about Zach Scott with this?
Have come in off the deep bench for Duke. Brody Stevens is in for Notre Dame as well, as McClellan's got another bucket.
I have 0 clue.
Livonia, Michigan. 14.5 points per game last year. He visited Notre Dame when he was 8. He's got Irish citizenship,
which opened in 1968, because the largest loss to date is 39 points to a 5th-ranked Kentucky team on February the 12th.
What do you think the mascot was of Chicago 1st Regiment?
I'm not getting into that with you.
After losing the back-to-back Chicago games.
Defensive battle, 16-13.
That's right. Whoa! Scott going over the top. Knocks down McClellan. John Shire with a win tonight would become the first head coach in ACC history with a 40-point win, which is some doubt.
With 240 ACC, they won by 43 at Georgia Tech 3 years ago, and the lead is 41 now.
Well, this hasn't been a league where you see much of that. Is this 100?
Harris!
Oh!
Fouled by Kaler, and Kaler went right over to him to
Best move,
demolition.
Best move, in my opinion, not going back to Durham. Keeping it business, not allowing the team to get back into South Bend and handling business out on the road.
Duke hands Notre Dame its worst home loss since the 19th century. 100-50. Let's send you to Jupiter, Florida for TGL.